Josh here with Team CryoHeat. A lot of you know us by the CryoHeat business and the polishing, and then we started getting into UTVs, dirt bikes, actually tear down and rebuilds. But now Team CryoHeat, with the engineers, the mechanics that we have, we are really going after the entire powertrain, building the very best engines that we can for you, whether it's naturally aspirated or turbocharged, force induction in any way. But the drivetrain is really where we hit home runs. This is most of the drivetrain for a Polaris ProR, and we haven't been talking about it a lot lately because in the last year we've been doing a lot of playing around on testing. I say play because it's fun, but we're really going after the absolute best situation for these differentials. So in racing and off-road racing, especially here on the West Coast, a lot of the rules, even in an open class, you have to use stock transmission housing. You have to use the stock differential housings. So that limits us on what we can and can't do, obviously. But let me tell you, this front differential and on this side over here, that rear differential for the Polaris ProR, they are as tough as nails, strongest thing out there. If you're going to think about racing any type of race at all, 100%. If you don't do this, you will find yourself broke down on the side of the track, and you're not gonna finish, or eventually you're just gonna be spending so much money on replacement parts, it's ridiculous. We're dissipating about 85 to 100 degrees temperature with zero coolers on our equipment. Just the stuff that we're providing, the machine work that we provide for the gears to make them so they're flat and true. Every single tooth on the gear is modified. Everything is CryoHeat processed. It's a proprietary process that we have. I'm a metallurgist. I've got decades wrapped up into metallurgy on these types of items like this to help dissipate the thermal temperatures. And then obviously the icing on the cake is the polishing. And our polishing is far better than anybody else's. But the machines that we've purchased to do the work for these gears, and what we're doing for these, and it's not just the Polaris ProR. We do in fact have a lot of amazing stuff for the Can-Am X3 and a lot of the other Polaris models. But the Polaris ProR is the big car that everybody's talking about right now. And we're finding ways to make these differentials last throughout the entire race, operate 80 to 100 degrees cooler, and then now second person giving me real honest reports on the asphalt. Exact same engine, exact same tires, same fuel, same tune, good fresh belt, and just with our differentials, we're running miles per hour faster. So that's a lot less friction that the car is having to battle to put power and speed to the ground. And that's not even getting into the transmission yet, which we have a lot to go through. And hopefully in the next couple weeks, we're in March, the beginning of March, in a couple days away from the Mint 400. That's where we're at sitting in the calendar. So right after the Mint 400, we'll be giving you guys a lot more information, a lot of really good feedback from the Mint 400, and starting to show the world of the drivetrain, on how to make the drivetrain bulletproof for the most part, and really high performance drivetrain. We have racer packages, we have racer discount, we have dealer discounts, and then we also, for the racers, Best in the Desert, Score International, in the surrounding areas of everybody who's able to work with us, that's a close proximity, let's say maybe 300 to 400 miles away from the headquarters of CryoHeat. We're able to get returns in and out. We can open up your transmission or differential and go through it. Visual inspection, Magnaflux, put in new bearings. We have bearing kits that are already sorted out for all these things. We've done crazy amount of studying on the bearings, on what bearings work best for the actual application where that bearing goes. All the bearings are CryoHeat processed. We're utilizing better hardware to hold the the ring gears in place. These bolts here, they're way better than the stock bolt. And we're welding them in place because they have to be welded in place or they'll actually vibrate and come loose. So there's so much stuff that we're doing to these things. We're going to go into a lot more detail in a different video, so you have to stay tuned. And if you have a ProR or if you have a UTV and you've had differential and transmission problems before, you absolutely need to come see us because we hit like literally grand slams on every single project. See you at the racetrack.